Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. I've had some messages from parents who would love to give their child another year before 5-year-old, whatever that is in your state or your country. It's got a different name everywhere. However, they haven't got that option and they are concerned, are there some things that they could do that may facilitate that journey, even if it's the one they didn't want to go on? So I do have some suggestions. The very first thing is that when your child is doing their transition preparation, that you are really taking note of who it is that's doing those sorts of educational opportunities, having a chat to what else can I do over the school holidays that may build my child's capacity to listen. Good luck on trying to help little boys to sit still for a time on the mat, because we know a lot of them are unable to do that. Being really mindful that when you finally know who your teacher is, that you have those conversations about your concerns. So my job is, what is the transition to probably the Easter holidays in Australia? Because that's a kind of transition time, and early childhood educators are really well trained to be able to recognise that some children take a lot longer to settle and transition well than others. So remember, that's an important thing, those ongoing conversations. If you cannot wake your child up in the morning because of physical exhaustion, then you need to let the teacher know, I'm going to need to let them have some time at home. If you're working, that's going to be tricky for you. It'd be really lovely if they could have a nap at class, but that's not happening anymore in 5-year-old settings. But it's something your teacher needs to know, because what we know is children who are tired, physically exhausted, therefore their nervous systems are overloaded, which means they're unable to concentrate, they're unable to cope with any sorts of social interactions that don't go their way, and emotionally they will crumble more often. We do not want our children to end up with a significant mental health issue later in life because they're finding that transition too stressful. However, when you work with a teacher, if you can have hump day, that means every Wednesday they get to sleep in and they just have a quiet day at home. Doesn't matter which parent it may be if you are co-parenting, but you need to recognise that it takes time for them to build up a capacity to be able to manage what happens for 5-year-olds today. Remember, my 4 sons did 4 half days as 5-year-olds, 4 half days, and they still thought it was too long. So being mindful that this is a different world to what you had maybe when you were a child. Again, stress is a big one. Second one is melting down after school. That's actually just a sign most kids are exhausted. Be really mindful of gathering them up and restoring them after school. So whatever you do after school, do not go to shopping centres, do not do extracurricular activity, nurture, scoop your child up, hug them, love them, feed them, take them home, take them to a playground, take them for a walk with the dog, anything that fills the cup. And be really mindful of any excess pressure from the school to do homework other than reading. So again, they're just some things to watch, but if you are concerned your child is regressing in their things at home, anything from bedwetting to trouble with sleeping all night, or pulling out their hair, or chewing their fingernails, or talking more like a baby, please seek some professional help, because that's a sign that things may be getting problematic and it may need some other sort of guidance around it. So I hope that's given you a few clues on helping your little cherub transition into a situation that you really wish you didn't have to do just yet.